Hello, welcome again. It is I, Dolphin36 or RPG. I don't know. I have a name for the thing. If it's RPG on the channel, but I go by 36.
Damn. Guess I'm going without dinner.
Maybe I should change the name.
You even good to be out this late? I thought students had a curfew.
That's kind of you to think of me, but I received permission to be out this late beforehand.
Really?
Never mind my curfew. Won't you let me see to your arm? Do you have a first aid kit in the office?
I do, but
He doesn't know how to use it.
It looks like it started healing on its own.
Do you have like a first aid class of your school? Because it feels like something they would teach you there.
I know it wasn't that bad in the first place, but it's still healing way too fast for it to be normal. Wonder if I got that orbment or turning into a monster to thank for this.
This all began with those diaries. They were passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandmother, and then down to my mother, until her death 4 years ago. As you guessed, my great-grandfather is the famous Professor Epstein. It was known at the time that he had an adopted daughter, but she went missing very suddenly after he passed away. By the sound of it, something compelled her to shy away from the public eye. I don't know what that something was. It wasn't written in the letter she left me. Then after my mother died, my father began to lose himself in his work, and now all alone, I became more and more captivated by the many diaries that were left behind. They weren't filled with complex formulae or specialist knowledge or things like that. Instead, they were about who he was as a person, what he was like, what his philosophies were, what he valued most in life. He wrote about the little things that colored his days, his bonds with his loved ones, his time spent with his disciples. I could see through every word written that he was a kind, warm-hearted man with a good sense of humor. A man I could respect a great deal. I was so happy to have his writings so I could peer into his world, just like my mother and grandmother before me. And before I knew it, those diaries became my most treasured possessions. However, at the end of his final entry, on the very last page, I found a shocking message. It said, "Recover the Octogeneses before the year 120X.
Okay, that's kind of random.
Else all we know will come to an end."
Pretty ominous thing to write down.
It could have been a delusion that came to him in the winter of his years.
Probably.
But I began to feel that it was why his diaries had been passed down to me. And as the days wore on, my desire to do something to avert the end he foretold grew stronger and stronger. But I knew I couldn't go public with any of it. Not with my grandmother's disappearance. That led me to enroll at Armas Academy, where I met a very dependable upperclassman.
Yeah.
Her advice took me to the Orbalnet, and that led me to you. I just never thought when I started all of this that these would be the consequences. That someone would die. That you would be put in so much danger.
Well, to be fair, if he said collect all of them or the world will end, I feel like big stuff like this would happen. To be perfectly honest with you.
Well, you managed to get one of them. Even if there's still 7 more out there, you could always call it quits here.
I can't. Not when they're what connect me to my family. Not when I now know they really exist. And not after seeing that final entry. I can't look away from all of that. Here. This 50,000 Mira is everything I was able to gather for this.
Jesus Christ! That's enough for like 2 years of college.
Please, accept it as compensation for all the help you've given me.
Oh, wait. That's my American dollars in yen. That's probably like a few hundred. Never mind.
I thought I told you my rate.
Well, you did, but I don't feel that it accounted for that injury you sustained because of me. I intend to find the remaining 7 on my own. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of my problems. Oh, but I'll be very careful about it. Promise. Huh?
My rate's 1,000 mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses.
Really? Huh. That's what Mila doll looks like?
I'll bump it up a little because of the danger involved, but you rolled up your sleeves more than your average client.
True.
You put yourself in danger to help me. Any more than 10,000 would be ripping you off. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school, because you got a lot to learn.
Maybe, but still. I'm sorry. I just feel you've taken on a lot more than you bargained
Oh, that was
for from start to
10,000?
finish.
Wow.
To be honest, that whole turning into a monster thing's got my interest piqued. So it wouldn't feel right to ask you for even more Mira with how we're gonna keep this thing going.
What do you...
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can from here on out. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Genesis, or anything those diaries say. How's that sound?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you telling me that even though you know it might be dangerous, you're going to help me search for the other 7 without taking additional compensation?
I feel like you will take additional compensation.
Hey, info's good compensation. I ain't taking
Oh.
a single Mira, though. I'm gonna need you to get more used to real combat, too. For your own safety.
So, yeah, he's not in it for the money. He's in it for the fun. Yeah.
Can't have you leaving yourself wide open and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna drill it into you until you're up to snuff.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like a fair trade at all. I'm the only one benefiting here.
He's not in it for the money.
Well, if you insist, Van, then thank you very much. Having your support means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, I'll be counting on you, too. Alright, now that today's done and dusted, time for my hard-earned reward.
Cake.
I've been waiting for my Andalusia fig and honey tart all day. I was gonna scarf it down all by myself, but you pulled your weight today, so let's go half-half.
Thank you. Oh, but I still want to say, it really does bother me just how much I benefit from this arrangement compared to you. I was thinking of a way to even it out and thought, you know, how about I work here part-time?
You want a what?
You seem to be so busy that I can't imagine how you find the time to clean up around here. I'm also good at secretarial work too, so I'm sure I'd be a big help with sorting paperwork and whatever else you need. Just a standard wage is fine. Or even no wage. Unpaid is totally fine.
Yeah, she's like in this universe's equivalent of college. She's used to unpaid internships.
I can't do that. Haven't you ever heard of labor laws? And forget that. This whole idea is crazy. How did me hiring you even get into your head?
Well, it's because you won't accept any Mira from me. I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. You'll just have to compromise. Now, let me just cut this tart into 2 so we can dig in and enjoy. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get the bigger portion. And where do you keep your coffee beans? Oh, there they are.
Wait, how did you find them so... Who said you could make yourself at home this fast?
She did. We're going from that to the intro? Okay. Hey, man. There's Fee. And there's Zin, too. Fee and Zin, that'd be a weird combination. I feel like that'd be fun. I still miss the old anime intros, but the 3D ones are still pretty good. And there's the prologue. And oh,
That's how it goes. Rank up.
fuck Annie.
Damn, that's pretty generous. Can't complain with that.
I'm Agnes Claudel. I still have a lot to learn, but I promise I'll do whatever I can to keep up.
Oh, you're only 16? I thought he was 7. I guess she is only 17 in the future games. Huh. Alright. So that's going to be the end of this episode. Yeah, it's short, but I want to keep these recordings below 30 minutes. And if I'm going to go like over 30 minutes. I want to keep these same. So, yep. Just wanted to do was kind of a short intermission. So I'll see you guys in the next one. If I just got it.